I'm by myself again today. Much has happened since the last time I talked to you. I didn't record yesterday because I stayed home with Robert and we went to see his doctor. And got news we just really were not super stoked about getting. So he has 3 pins in his foot, and the ankle bone is fused pretty much to where it doesn't move. And he found out from the x-rays yesterday that he broke one of the pin screw things in his foot. And in doing so, it actually shifted the bones in his heel. And between those two things, that's why he's been in pain. He has been told that they do not want him to stand for any significant amount of time. He has to wear a boot. And he has to get a CT scan of his foot so that they can decide how extensive the damage is, what exactly is going on with the soft tissue and the bones all around it, so they can decide what needs to happen next. So until then, he is not working. So we've been talking a lot. We had a cry fest yesterday for sure. And I just voiced some of my fears and some of my worries, and we talked about what options we have. And I honestly, I just cried a lot. Because this is, the last time he had a foot surgery was just so awful for him that it's just not something I want him to have to experience again. And I sure the hell don't want to have to experience it again. But yet here we are, experiencing it. So it's just a very crappy experience and situation to have him experience me and him and all of it together. And not to mention the loss of finances. He talked to his boss, and he has to talk to his boss, but they don't sound like they're going to want him to come in even a little bit. Which, he could sit at a register. He just can't walk around in a kitchen with a boot. That's just not a safe thing. So, as of right now, he's at least spending this whole week without working. And then from there, we'll see. So needless to say, our family is very stressed right now. We went over to my mom's yesterday and got a bunch of laundry done, which was good. So I'm really happy to have a huge chunk of our laundry done. It feels less stressful to have to figure out what to wear, what's clean, what's not clean. Do we have socks? Do we not have socks? So I'm really happy to have that done. Now just to fold it and put it away is where we're at. But this is a lot. It's a big stress for us. Luckily, it's at the beginning of the month, and this paycheck is what we're paying rent or mortgage with and all of that. So at least we know the house is secure, for a month. And hopefully by the end of this month, this will all be taken care of. It really sucks because Tuesday is our anniversary, and then the very next week is Robert's birthday, and all of that looks like it's going to be while he's recovering. So yeah. And when he had all these surgeries last time, it was all covered by his workers' compensation because it happened while he was on the job. And now it's going to be financially our responsibility. So there's a lot happening that's more than any one family should have to put up with. So yeah, and I know, I think of one of my subscribers, and she's got a lot of medical issues. Terry does. And So I know that she understands the stresses of physical ailments and such. It's so hard though, you know. And when you start to set up your finances for 2 jobs and got things coming out and payments that need to be made and all of that, and then you get down to one, it's a lot. So honestly, we've been talking lately about, you know, where he is physically and whether or not it would make more sense for him to actually start seriously thinking about a desk job of something that he would actually enjoy doing, you know, which means more school. But at this point, you know, yes, even though his body is improving in a lot of ways, there are still things that he has to consider in his long-term career, you know. He has to understand the fact that there are things that he might not be able to do on a permanent basis. You know, yes, he can run sometimes, and yes, he can do 5K sometimes, but then there's going to be days like this where he can't really do a whole lot of anything. I don't know, guys. I'm in a bad space. This has not been a great last couple of days, to be honest. It's been very stressful, very emotional. I don't know. Keep us in your thoughts. It's a lot. And I know I want this channel to be real, so I thought I should tell you what all is happening. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I don't know that I have a whole lot more to add to that. I think I gained. I'm not really sure why. I didn't really eat a whole lot. I mean, we kind of went off a little bit with his pain and kind of had some comfort food. We were very, very short on money. Today was payday. You know, sometimes when that happens, you emotional eat. Just, you know, all of this happening, and then like we were literally scrounging up change because Robert of course still smokes, and so he didn't have anything to smoke and he was freaking out practically, and so we literally scrounged through the house, through the car for every last penny, and he's been using that to smoke his cigars. And so it's just been a really rough couple of days, to be honest, just really rough. And now I got to go to work, and I have to share all of this with my coworkers and listen to them tell me all the things I should have, could have, would have done. And you know, and it's like, I know people are trying to be helpful, but at times it's like, why is that helpful? Why do I give a flying flip what you think we should have done? You know, people are very insensitive in that, and I'm bracing myself for the insensitivity. But it still is going to annoy me, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just me. I have been encouraging Robert that he needs to get serious about doing some videos. I think especially now would be a really great time for him to start documenting his journey to recovery again. He's definitely an underdog person, you know, that could be a super great encouragement to people out there going through struggles, because he's a fighter and he always has been, and I don't see him giving up. And even though it's, you know, it is very frustrating to be experiencing this again, it is what it is, you know, and no amount of sticking our head in the sand is going to change what's happening. We are going to have to just deal with it. And so that's what we're going to do. You can't very well give up on life, you know. You got to keep going. We're too young for that. And I still have many experiences I want to have, and that requires him. It's like I told him last night when I was crying. I said, it's frustrating to think, you know, I'm making all of this progress with my health, and I'm starting to run, and I love doing it, but it's very bittersweet when I know that I'm not doing it with him. You know, I used to run with him, and I would get so frustrated because he would run so fast, and now if I want to run, I have to do it by myself, and that's very sad to me. Granted, you know, there are things that he'll still be able to do. You know, I mean, he'll be able to bike ride, and one of the things he's always wanted to do is make recumbent bikes. It's really been a cool thing for him to want to do with the welding, and so maybe that's what happens is I run and he bikes. I don't know. It's hard when you make a plan, you know, and you kind of see your future, and then things happen and you realize that all of that was just a plan. It was just on paper. And what really happens is not always within your control. So yeah, this was a very much a downer today because it's pretty much how I'm feeling. Hopefully I'm not going to be a blubbering fool today at work. We'll see. I am what I am, you know. Okay guys, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Please keep us in your thoughts. We'll talk to you later.